tomorrow, I utilize the powers of all the elements and turn them into a source of hope, of ambition, of trust, of power, and of action. From the heart of the UAE, for all of humanity. Masdar, pioneering energy.
In a body bag. The sun comes up over the mighty Mississippi in Baton Rouge. Prosecutor Prem Burns is driving to work and hears the horrifying news on the radio. A bloody murder in a downtown law office.
I found out in advance that an attorney had been killed, and I was like, okay, I had not been called out. Called back to my office and said, are they still at the scene?
Prem rushes to the crime scene, and with one glance of the office building, she knows in her heart it was Shakita.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Putting booties on, my stiletto shoes, gloving up to go up there and to stand over her and to look at this fellow attorney, member of the bar, killed in her own office. That was just heartbreaking. To die under those circumstances with a law book basically falling out of her hands. It just moved me in a way that I still can't describe. And I remember I whispered to her, I will make this right for you. I will do everything I can to make this right.
The crime scene was so bloody we can't show it all. The stabbing injuries to Shakita were brutal. Blood smeared on the wall and soaking the carpet. But strangely, no blood was found in the hallway or the elevator.
Based on what you saw and the violence that you saw that was committed in that room, did it seem like this was a very personal attack?
Absolutely. She was stabbed to death. And a stabbing as opposed to a gunshot is a very personal.
Hey everybody.
So
today we are going to discuss a very huge announcement I have to make. Guys, Miss Leolah Brown has reached out to me, and she didn't send me a message or anything, but she sent like a smiley face and kiss emojis. I'm basically gonna describe what she sent me. She sent me a face with 2 stars and 2 love kissy emojis. Two, you know how they do the emojis? There's one with the star eyes, and she did one with that, and the other emojis were emoji with the love faces, and another one was like a emoji with a heart and a kiss, and there was a heart emoji. So that basically just confirms that she is loving everything that I'm doing and wants me to continue to talk about the one-on-one interview that I want to interview Miss Leolah Brown myself. Now, I'm trying to figure out myself how this is going to work, how I'm going to even be able to talk to her on the one-on-one. What I want to do is do an Instagram live where me and her is talking. That's how I want to start it out first. And then we can move to doing it on YouTube, doing a one-on-one live YouTube stream. And I will smoke some. I have a whole blunt roll, guys. So I'm going to smoke some with y'all.
He's on literally type of killing. This was not like she'd been stabbed 3 or 4 times. There were over 40 wounds to her body. Her face was cut repeatedly as if to disfigure her intentionally, to say, okay, you think you're so good, you think you're beautiful, you think you're better than I am, let me show you.
Detectives immediately notice a shocking clue clutched in Shakita's hand, a clump of hair.
It was woven, basically, through her fingers in a very odd way, because had she been fighting and pulling the hair out of somebody's head, first of all, if you're fighting another female or even a male, and you take 91 strands of hair out of their hand, they'd be really stupid after the killing to leave that. If I've been fighting with somebody and they pull my hair out.
Identification card, yeah, that's my identification card.
Shakita's sister, Danita, says her brother-in-law, Greg, frantically called her twice in the middle of the night when Shakita didn't come back home. After working late,
He was like, is your sister there? I say, what? He say, is your sister there? I say, why would she be here this time of the morning? So when I called her, she didn't answer, and then she didn't call me back. I knew something was wrong.
when Danita arrives at the office, she sees the yellow crime scene tape surrounding the building and learns the horrible truth.
I saw the paramedics outside, and I just saw them close the door, and the lights wasn't on. So I was immediately, I told my husband, I said, she dead. She did. Why did you tell nobody nothing? I started looking around. I was like, where's my brother-in-law? Where's him? Because I saw both of the vehicles, but I didn't see him.
Oh, yes, you don't have, I think Drake Harris.
As it turns out, Greg is the one who called 911 after Shakita didn't come home from a late night at the office.
Supposed to be on an hour or two. They have that, we start calling her, everybody's calling her, nobody can get hold of her. So I just came down because when I woke up this morning, she still didn't answer the phone, so I just came down to see what was going on.
Greg was the first to arrive at the office that morning. Now, both Greg's Mercedes and Shakita's Hummer are surrounded by police tape.
That's when my husband said, there's Greg in the backseat of the car, police car.
Not surprisingly, Baton Rouge detective Elvin Howard Jr. is now talking to him.
Do you recall what his state of mind was?
Yeah, at that time he was pretty upset. He was yelling back and forth at the uniformed patrolman that was there.
And so was he acting like the husband of someone who's just had someone murdered?
You know, he appeared to be upset, and I guess I felt it was kind of overboard.
Detectives always look at the husband first. They take Greg to the station. For nearly 2 hours, he sits in the interrogation room alone with his thoughts. The camera records him looking very distraught as he speaks to a friend on his cell phone.
Not too good, man. Not too good.
Meantime, at the crime scene, investigators discover some key clues.
Shakita still had on a very beautiful diamond engagement ring. She had her wedding ring on. She had a Tag Heuer watch, diamond stud earrings. And if this were any kind of robbery or burglary gone bad, I would have expected someone just to grab those things. Obviously, money was not the motive here. Her car keys were still there. There was no rifling of her personal files.
Her purse?
Her purse was still there. Her wallet was taken. That was the only thing that was missing.
A Gucci wallet, and almost instantly it turns up on one of the roughest streets of Baton Rouge.
A person called in to the police department and said they found Shakita Tate's wallet on Verdier Lane. The person who found it was a beautician who did Shakita's hair.
And the wallet still had Shakita's credit cards inside.
The wallet had been thrown at about 10 o'clock that evening in a very bad area of town, a very crime-ridden area of town, in the middle of the road, where somebody, I would expect, coming up with headlights on at that hour, would see the wallet and go, oh, look, money.
That's the same area of town where the Duhart brothers hung out, Shakita's clients.
Could they have been the killers?
No, one of them was incarcerated and another had an alibi. The Duhart brothers were the first case that was coming up, and they were like, heck no. You know, why would we want to hurt someone who was fighting so hard for our defense? They paid her, they wanted her to continue the case.
Cops rule out the Duharts. They rule out any other disgruntled client, and they rule out robbery. Investigators believe whoever killed Shakita planted the wallet as a ruse.
Do you believe that the wallet was dropped or placed there?
Absolutely placed. I think it was absolutely placed in that area of town for that reason, just as a detour.
This July 4th, join me, Alfonso Rivero, as I host America's National Independence Day celebration on Capitol 4, only on PBS.
TSA is a place for those who are looking to make a difference.
We have many different layers of security that all work together.
We're here to protect the traveling public and to keep the nation's transportation systems secure.
That's our mission.
The murder of attorney Shakita Tate was a bloodbath.
Whoever killed the victim had a personal vendetta. It was a personal killing. I could tell that.
How could you tell?
Because of the multiple stab wounds, because of the cuts. I mean, if you're trying to kill someone to rob them or take something from them, you're just going to kill them and you're going to go on about your business. This killing was an overkill. There were stab wounds and injuries on the victim's body that were not necessary. They occurred after death.
And this was personal for prosecutor Prem Burns, who greatly admired Shakita's legal skills.
I had always seen her as a warrior, the aggressor, the one who was strong. Here she was vulnerable. Here she was in debt. She had socks on, as many of us would do if we were working in our office after hours.
In Shakita's bloody office, detectives find a mysterious clue left behind. Shakita closely clutching what may be long strands of the killer's hair.
Her hand was not balled up as if she'd been fighting and pulling in death the way it should have been closed.
And there was one item missing, Shakita's Gucci wallet. But within hours of her murder, a good Samaritan just happened to find the wallet lying in the road, filled with credit cards.
Unfortunately for the killer, someone's got out, picked up that wallet. There were several people in the car. And one of the people said, ooh, credit cards. Let's go to the mall and spend them.
Turns out the woman who found it ironically knew Shakita. She quickly turned it over to police. But something about the tossed wallet piqued cops' interest. Was it a breadcrumb designed to throw them off the trail?
Because if you pick up a wallet of a murder victim, start using those credit cards, they're going to pick you up thinking that you're the one who killed her. The whole plan to have a red herring, somebody who had nothing to do with the crime itself.
But who
Here's
was
the blunt right
behind
here,
such a
guys.
sinister plan? Just as the question
Smells good,
surfaces,
too.
cops get a call. A tipster claiming Shakita was involved in a love triangle.
A particular female who never wanted to leave her name, who would, at least on 3 occasions, to tell us that Shakita was involved in a lesbian love triangle, and one of the girls that was involved in this triangle was a client of hers, and this person overheard them while at Chili's eating, saying that she killed Shakita, and she gave me the names of the females who were there.
What a amazing, lucky chance to overhear this at Chili's while eating, that you have found the killer.
Correct. Maybe that's the reason why the hair was in the hand. Maybe it was a female, because at that point we're not 100% sure. And so we proceeded to find the girls and interview them.
Detective Howard soon learned Shakita helped the 2 women adopt a child. He wondered, did either woman have hair like the hair clutched in Shakita's hand?
First thing I look at is her hair, to see what type of hairstyle she has. And that particular female had a short hairstyle.
So that leaves one more question.
Did they have it out for Shakita Tate?
No, they loved it. They spoke so highly of her. They didn't have an idea that I was coming. So they didn't have any time to come up with any plotting the story to throw me off or confuse me.
As investigators begin the search for this unidentified tipster, they conduct a search of Shakita's house and vehicles. And in Greg's car, they find something incriminating.
Inside his vehicle, we located sunglasses that were under the seat. They're safety glasses. We can see blood spatter on the glasses. He's a construction worker, and he told us that he cut his finger one day at work. A lot of construction companies, when you injure yourself, even if it's a small injury, you're supposed to report it. We checked with his company and found out that he didn't make any reports of any injuries.
One by one, other leads were falling apart. By now, with bloody glasses in hand, cops were about to turn their focus to Shakita's own husband, Greg Harris. When cops retraced Greg's movements the night Shakita was killed, more damning evidence begins to surface. He claims Shakita asked him to bring her food from a McDonald's near their home in the Baton Rouge suburb of Baker. Only one problem.
Baker's about a 40-minute run to Baton Rouge. Any burger like that and fries are going to be very cold. There was a McDonald's a couple of blocks from her office. That struck me as being strange. I don't think she called.
And Shakita's sister, Danita, says after seeing the crime scene in person, she thought the cheeseburger claim was strange too.
My mother-in-law worked at Wendy's. She said Keita came to Wendy's and she gave her food free that day from Wendy's.
That very same day?
Yeah. I didn't see any Wendy's food, which meant she ate the food.
Cops confirmed Greg did buy food and he never denied he was at the office that night. But he told cops he left Shakita to work on a legal brief. When she didn't come home, he returned at 5 a.m. to check on her. Remember, that's when he immediately calls 911.
Your light on up there, and we've been calling her all night. Nobody can get hold of her.
Is there anything wrong with his story?
Didn't seem normal that, especially when we got there and the way he was acting, that he was just insisting that something happened to his wife. And for someone who just told the sister that
killed her.
The marriage was over, he goes directly to the place where she actually was, and he calls the police as if something happened to her. All he knows is that her car is at the office and the lights are on.
So why would you think something
Why would
terrible
you
was happening?
suspect, exactly, why would you suspect something happened?
Who killed Shakita Tate in her private law office? The mystery is slowly fading as one by one, detectives' theories surrounding her death unravel.
Had anything been taken?
There was nothing missing. The purse was there. She was still in her hand. She had earrings on that appeared to be
Diamonds.
Yeah.
Cops are quick to rule out a robbery gone bad. And the next scenario came from an anonymous tipster who claimed Shakita was involved in a love triangle turned deadly. When detectives interview the couple, it's clear they had nothing to do with the murder.
So now you're looking for the tipster.
We found an address in Denton, Texas, which is north of Dallas.
Cops want to speak to the mystery caller. They head to the Lone Star State to track her down.
We went to the address and no one answered the door. We weren't going to leave, wasn't going to give up that easy, so we decided to call the number, and the girl answered again.
At first, the woman said the phone associated with the number belonged to a friend.
I said, well, I need to talk to your friend. And I talked to her. Never could find the friend, never had the telephone number for the friend.
Then, after more digging, the tipster reveals a bombshell.
And I said, well, do you happen to know Shakita Tate? She said, yeah. I said, yes, I know Shakita Tate. She was married to my brother, Greg. We were just shocked.
You heard right. The mystery tipster is the sister of Shakita's husband, Greg Harris.
Greg Harris got his sister.
Kamala Harris is to visit North Carolina tomorrow, year after Supreme Court. Now, this is what I don't like. I get the Democrats are all for abortions and stuff, but look at the Republicans. They're all for saving the babies and doing right. And I'm sure there's a few Republicans that are up for abortions, but like I'm not up for stuff like that. I feel like if you have a baby, you are supposed to take care of that child. You are obligated to take care of your child if you have a baby. You are obligated. I'm YouTube president, so that means I am obligated to continue with my YouTube presidency campaign. Once you are named, you have a child, or you are you have your office of some type of, you're elected some type of government official, you are obligated to do your job on a daily basis. Now it's different with YouTube. No, it's not really different. I'm YouTube president of my YouTube channel. Now I would love to be one day a YouTube president, like of their that the people that are control of YouTube. That's a big job. I'm good. What I'm doing right here is pretty much a lot as it is. Whatever 32 YouTube videos completed.
Jimmy Dean Morning Combos.
They're bite size. I'm kind of sick of saying that.
The Butterfly Kiss Pro by Skull Shaver is one of the quickest and smoothest shaves you can find.
Next tonight, 3 San Antonio police officers charged with murder after the fatal shooting of a woman having a mental health crisis inside her own home. Authorities releasing this chilling body camera video of the incident. 46-year-old Melissa Perez was allegedly armed with a hammer. Those officers now suspended without pay. Here's ABC's Philip Law.
Tonight, 3 San Antonio police officers charged with murder after shooting a woman inside her home. That woman, police say, was in the throes of a mental health crisis. Officers approaching 46-year-old Melissa Perez early Friday after receiving a call that she had cut wires to a fire alarm at her apartment complex.
Hey, get over here.
Perez then running back to her first floor unit. Police removing a window screen to gain access. That's when they say Perez grabbed a hammer and they drew their weapons.
You're gonna get shot!
Shoot me! You're not gonna work!
Police say Perez then threw a glass candle at one officer. According to police, Perez ultimately smashes that front window with her hammer. Police opened fire, missing Perez, who they say then came to the door with hammer in hand. Perez is shot through the door and killed. The 3 officers arrested and charged with murder are Sergeant Alfred Flores, Nathaniel Villalobos, and Eliezer Alejandro.
The shooting officer's actions were not.
How can you do a poor woman like that probably had mental issues going on? So this is why I say the police officer is, I don't even get into legal stuff, but it's just very, very sad what is going on in our even the president, Joe Biden, is not doing nothing about this. He's continuing to let this go on. You are president. You can make a change. Like, people elected you, they allegedly say that the 2020 presidential election was rigged because of all the mail-in ballots that were, and they're saying that dead people voted. So I don't know. There's a bunch of mess going on. But all I can say is I'm here to make a change as YouTube president of my YouTube channel. And I won the 2022 and 2023 YouTube presidential elections and was inaugurated on May 6, 2023 as YouTube president and CEO. But if you guys and my YouTube fans, my 7,119 YouTube viewers did not know, I have been YouTube president since 2017. I just didn't really have a formal inauguration and everything till May 6, 2023. Actually, and this is a fun fact, guys, on the same day I was inaugurated as YouTube president and CEO, that is the exact same day of the coronation of Charles. They say that Princess Diana was actually the queen of the United Kingdom, but they just put Camilla and them there as, I don't know, because they say that Princess Diana is in witness protection. I'm not sure, guys. This is all alleged facts, like I said. But as we all do know, Princess Diana was allegedly killed, or they say she has been killed or was killed in 1997 in a Paris car crash. But we don't know, guys. I mean, I seen her funeral. I mean, they say that she got killed. I mean, in 1997. I mean, I don't know.
SAPD's policy and training.
Through their family's attorney, Perez's daughter says, "This breaks my heart. I always trusted the police to protect me, and now I don't know who to trust."
All 3 officers have been immediately suspended without pay. It's unclear tonight, Whit, if any.
A word of warning. This podcast explores graphic and disturbing stories and includes some strong language. It therefore may not be suitable for our young listeners or other folks who may find it disturbing. Hello and welcome to True Crime Daily, the podcast covering high-profile and under-the-radar cases from across the country every week. I'm your host, Anna Garcia. Our cases this week: the mysterious death of a college student home for the summer has her family demanding answers. The young woman was dumped in the middle of the road and left for dead after a party. Police say they have surveillance video of the car and how she was dumped. Police say they are investigating this as a homicide. But first, what kind of a father lines up his children and then shoots them execution style and forces the mother to watch? It is one of the most vicious cases that we have covered in a very long time. We are recording this on Wednesday, June 21st of 2023. Our guest today is Dr. Judy Ho, a clinical and forensic neuropsychologist, professor, author, dear friend of the show, the voice of reason. Judy, I'm so glad you're with us today. How are you?
I'm doing great, Anna. Thank you so much for having me, but so sad about these harrowing cases. And I mean,
Y'all can see everything good? Okay. When y'all come in, make sure you like the live stream. I very much appreciate it.
I know you have a little one, a 15-month-old, I believe.
Yeah, he's actually 19 months now. So time is flying. Yes.
Yeah. So I know you understand this, and look, you don't have to be a parent to understand how horrific and violent a crime this is, one that defies any explanation, even from someone as experienced as you, coming up with an answer as to why anyone would do this. I just think it's near impossible.
Yeah.
So our first case is out of Monroe Township in Ohio, where a father is accused of hunting down his 3 little boys, 7 years or younger, making them line up, then shooting them one by one, execution style, until they're dead. Police say that the father has confessed to this, and there's police body cam video that shows the police approaching. I mean, this is a horrific scene that the police are approaching. You have 3 dead children. You have an injured mother-wife. She was shot in the hand trying to wrestle the rifle from the father to stop him. She gets injured. And then there's a sister, an older sister, who runs screaming away from the scene. So this is what the deputies arrive to see. And the man accused here, Judy, in this video that we're going to show you, for those of you who are just listening and can't see it, he's sitting on the porch stoop of his house, smoking a cigarette, shoes are off, he's in his socks. The rifle is next in the nightstand. And then it's like he's just sitting there waiting for someone to come. What is wrong with you?
That must have been so angry when the police arrived on the scene to see this.
I see. Sensacional, sensacional. Bitty bitty bum bum. Oh, sensacional, sensacional. Así, bitty bitty bum bum. Hey, hey. have released some new YouTube videos. Thank you guys so much for 3 likes on my last YouTube video that I did right before this one. This YouTube live stream has been going on for 30 minutes now. And each YouTube live video that I do will include paid promotion. That is just always to support me, guys. Y'all know that. President AJ Jones, I really need as much support as I can get. Y'all know that. I do, most definitely.
After hearing what had happened, like, wait, is this the same person? Do we have the wrong house? Like, I would imagine that they would maybe feel completely confused at the scene.
Yes, because it doesn't, what they're seeing and experiencing doesn't fit the level of crime and violence that they see the results of. So the person who stands accused here, and according to police, has already admitted to the crimes, but we'll see because these things change as trials and cases proceed. We're talking about 32-year-old Chad Dorman. He faces 3 counts now of aggravated murder for the execution-style killing of his 3 sons, ages 3, 4, and 7. Babies. He also shot his wife, as I said. She was trying to protect the children. And so there are 2 survivors here. There is the wife, mother, who sadly had to witness this, and then the older sister who ran away screaming. And the fact that she ran away screaming that my father's trying to kill everyone or is killing everyone leads you to believe that she has witnessed this horror. So you have 2 people who have witnessed this horror in this family. I don't know how they recuperate from this.
No, I don't. And I think that this is not only a family level trauma, but it's clearly a community-wide trauma because the neighbors, people that were around, they could hear the shots, and afterwards they learned what happened. They've interacted with this man. This person lives near them, lives next to them. And I don't know how they would say after something like this because I'm sure they were shocked.
Yes, in fact, one of the prosecutors said in court at one of the first appearances that the entire community was in shock, that the first responders and the officers who were working on this case had never seen anything of this level of violence before. You know, there's things that happen accidentally. There are things that happen, crimes of passion. But when a father who's supposed to be protecting children lines them up execution style, and what I always think about is those last few seconds of life for every single one of those boys was the most frightening and tortured that could ever be.
Right.
For someone like me,
how could somebody kill their own children? Then they know they're going to prison the rest of their lives. That's one thing I don't understand why people do stuff like that. Like, why you gonna have children and they ain't even reached the age of 10 years old and you're gonna kill them? Execution style at that. You heard what Miss Anna Garcia said. She said that the father shot the mother with the rifle because she was trying to protect the children from being killed. But she survived. There's 2 survivors, the mother and the daughter, I think, I'm sure, but I know the mother survived. But
who believes that the soul is impacted by something like this, I can't.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to wrap our heads around something like this and what they could have experienced in those last moments. Interestingly, Anna, sometimes as an expert witness, I've been asked to opine about what those last moments for the
peace and love,
individual
guys,
who
like
died
always
along
on
the
my
death
YouTube
could have
channel.
been like. And obviously, there's no way you can know. There's individual differences. But the idea is that there is such a significant level of trauma, even though it was in the last minutes to maybe up to an hour of that person's death, that is something that deserves to be looked at. Because
Yes.
even though that person is no longer with us, the kind of suffering that they went through was so significant and so traumatic in those last moments that it didn't only impact those individuals who then sadly were deceased, but also just the people who loved them, trying to wrap their heads around what their loved ones may have experienced in those last moments. That's something that stays with you.
Hey everybody. So yes, we are discussing True Crime Daily today. And this is a podcast and it's a talk show. But it mainly covers it covers celebrity deaths. It covers people that were not really that well known. But I'm very well known. Y'all all know this. I am a YouTube celebrity. I'm the type of person who loves, and I'm I'm an outspoken person, but a very well spoken person as well. I'm 17 years old, and I'm very well intelligent. I am a community college student at RCC at Comtech. But yes, I'm 17 years old. I'm almost done with my I just took a I'm in the adult basic education program. I'm trying to work my way up I'm in the community college system. It's just I'm in, the still in the high school program as well. I'm doing the stuff I would be doing if I was at Purnell, Swat High School. I only have 2 credits right now. I'm trying my best. I have one last test to take, and I will be done. I'll be in the high school program, the adult high school program, because this is what once you get into Robson Community College is where I'm at. You're in the adult basic education program. Then once you pass all the tests, you have to take one last test to make a 239. I have a 234. So I need 5 more points to pass this last test. 235, 236, 237, 238, 239. 5 points to pass. And then I'll be in the adult high school program. So I've been working very hard, everybody. You have to get used. The Holy Spirit is our guidance for everybody, not just for me, for everybody. Because He created this earth. He created, if it wasn't, of course, He didn't create material things like this, like a Chromebook or computer, Lenovo Chromebook. He didn't create that. That is man-made stuff. But I'm talking about the earth and the trees and the water, the oceans, the Antarctica. I mean, He created all that stuff. But, material things like we got computers and technology, all that was man-made, created. A man created that. And the women, they created all the beauty stuff, and they did all the clothing, and they did cotton picking, especially back in the 1930s and 20s. That was what my grandma Jean grew up in them days, especially in the 1940s. She was born, my grandma Jean, I did a whole documentary on this, y'all. My grandma Jean was born in 1937. She passed away in 2017 at the age of 79 years old. She was only 2 or 3 months shy of turning 80 years old. So you might as well say she was 80. She would be 84 years old now if she was still living. She passed away 5 years ago. Sadly, she passed. Before she passed, she went into a coma. What happened was her heart stopped beating. She had got her legs. What happened? She got one of her legs amputated. And after that, she was in the hospital already for 3 months. Then she went to surgery for 8 hours, getting one of her leg amputated. At the age, get this, guys, my grandma was 79 years old, getting her leg amputated. I'm 17 years old. I'm way younger than what she was then. I'm not even hit 20 years old yet. I'm almost 20. 3 more years, I'll be 20. But I've worked hard, y'all, just to come at this age, 17 years old. I'll be 18, and you might as well say 11 and a half months. I'll be 18. But I'm trying to enjoy being 17 years old because I just turned 17 years old 2 months ago. Today is the 2-month anniversary of me turning 17 years old. So I'm going to do like a big birthday party bash / celebration of my 17th birthday. Something I really never got to do on my 17th birthday. I did do, a party, a little party. I didn't have nothing real big. But I was planning to do that afterwards, after my 17th birthday party. My original when I turned 17 years old was on April the 25th, 2023. That was exactly 2 months ago today, May 25th, June 25th. And today is the anniversary of our king of pop, Michael Jackson. And a lot of people compare me to Whitney Houston because of my hairstyle and stuff. They say I have the Whitney hairstyle, and I do. The Michael Jackson and Whitney. I have the Selena I'd more say the Whitney Houston hairstyle down pat. Now, to get a Selena hairstyle, you have to have very long curly hair, because I'm sure she used extensions, but that was her own hair. People thought she got Selena Quintanilla Perez got buttons injections and all that. Yes, she did get a little bit of liposuction out of her thighs, but that was it. The other from getting a big butt was from dancing on stage. She was a very well-known artist in Texas, Los Angeles, because she did a lot of Grammy events. She won a Grammy in 1994. On March 1st, 1994, Selena was at the 36th Annual Grammy Awards, and she won a Grammy. And she also has another Grammy for her Lifetime Achievement Award. She won that in 2021. That was 26 years after her passing, because this year would be 28 years since she passed away, 2023. 2020 was the 25th anniversary of her death. We haven't even hit the 3-decade margin since her death. It's only been a quarter of a century since Selena passed. And like I said, Selena had no control over her death. That crazy psycho woman, Yolanda, where I'm glad she's at Gatesville Unit Prison. And allegedly she sleeps with women at her prison. I'm not saying she does. I don't get into legal stuff, but Yolanda's embezzled. I don't know why she's not in prison for embezzling $60,000. Because like I said, they were all in the room on March 9th, 1995. That was 23 days or so prior to her death. 3 weeks prior to Selena's tragic murder. So why didn't Abraham not get Yolanda locked up from the beginning when she sold the money? She stole a large amount of money. $60,000 is how much Yolanda stole. And she's going to have to pay that money back. It don't matter if she's 62 years old or not. Selena will be 52 years old. Selena is the queen of Tejano music and the English music. She is the reason she opened the doors for me to become a mainstream pop artist and crossover artist, because I'm also working on my own crossover English language album. I do have a YouTube music channel. It's just I only got a couple YouTube music albums out so far. We have 18 minutes left of the YouTube live stream. It was going to be from 1:15 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. There's no place.com for business. Right. Take me to the possible.
Individuals who love because the diagnosis of PTSD includes a definition, but they have to do that. And to you, it could be what happened to somebody you really love and can't control it.
How will I know? How will I know if he really loves me? These things, if he's thinking of me, really sweet. No mistaken. I think it's really love. We're really love. How will I know If you really love me,
Kind of sign. Usually there is, not always, but usually. And if that was the case, perhaps the family members were already starting to feel afraid of their father. You know, maybe there was something going on. They're like, no, that's not right. He's been saying weird things. He's been acting differently. So then that adds this level of terror that these family members were having in their own households before this even happened. So feeling kind of like they're on edge all the time, maybe having a bit of a fight or flight for these children, like something's not right, something bad's about to happen, but they're also children, so they wouldn't really know how to identify that. They would just know that they don't feel safe. And I think that even for adults, they may not know how to identify it other than just, this person is odd. And, you know, we've heard so many stories, and we've covered stories like this where people just wouldn't believe it, you know, even.
And by the way, guys, y'all can, when y'all want to answer to me or talk to me, just comment in the comment section, like I said, and you can call me by AJ Jones or President AJ Jones. I deserve that name. Once like I told y'all, once I crossed over into my YouTube mainstream market, which I did a long time ago, probably 6 months ago, because I've had this YouTube channel for nearly, July 14th will be 7 months of my YouTube channel. So keep in mind with that date, July the 14th, because October 14th, 2022 is when I started my YouTube channel. And since then, think about it, 7 months, 7,119 YouTube views. I'm not saying that's all that was added up together. No, because I had to do all the work myself to get all of the YouTube views, to get nearly 7,200 YouTube views. I had to do all that work myself. You know, YouTube did help out a lot, tremendously with the paid promotions and stuff. They help out with all that, with the live streams. They cover all that. But I'm talking about with everything else, I have to, you know, when it comes to my YouTube, I have a lot of sponsorships. When it comes to my Coca-Cola endorsements, Pepsi endorsements, I have a lot of sponsorships to, you know, always keep endorsed. And that's like probably $20 a month. I have to keep up the payments with that. So, and I'm trying to get on the bus to go to school each day, every Monday through Thursday. Because like I say, I go to school Monday through Thursday at Robinson Community College, Comtech in Pembroke. But it's a very private community college. It's, you know, but probably there's a lot of people goes out there, but you know, it's private. I'm saying you have to be enrolled like me. It took me a while to get enrolled there. I didn't get enrolled there until 6 days after my YouTube channel started. Literally. My YouTube chart, like I said, my YouTube channel started October 14th, 2022. I started at RCC, Robinson Community College, October 20th. That was only 6 days after my YouTube channel started. That's been 6 months ago, almost 7 months. So I've worked hard, guys. Now I got 232 YouTube videos. I'm so thankful for that, you guys, and I love y'all so much. Peace and love, like always.
After the fact, but no, that couldn't have happened to this person. This is not the person I know. So I think that sometimes when we see these warning signs, hindsight's always 20/20, but in the moment, you might think, well, something odd is going on, but you would never think, okay, he's planning to take every single life of the family members that he lived with. You know, that would have never probably came to the consciousness of anybody who knew him.
I find it interesting that he didn't kill the mother wife, that he didn't kill her.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, could he be, well, he's obviously a sick, demented individual. Is it possible that the focus of his
Dang, Carol Burnett is 90.
to do total damage to his wife?
I'm 17 years old. She is way older than me. She's like 70 years older than me.
You're so right about that.
But she is a legend. I'm 17 years old. I turned 17 years old April 25th. She turned 90 years old.
How they can do the most damage to the person they want to hurt the most. Usually in a group situation, they don't kill that individual first.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to figure out. Put that on.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
I think my right shot herself. There's one over.
Shot herself with a gun?
It looks like it.
A gut-wrenching scene plays out during a 911 call. A young boy is the first to find his mother shot to death inside their home.
Did she find what happened? I don't know. We just got home. Did she shoot herself? I don't know. I just saw her and blood.
Busy trying to console.
We're now
his
50
son,
minutes into
Stephen
my
Allwine
YouTube
has
live
little
stream.
information for the operator.
Okay.
Guys.
Do you see her right now? No, I'm with my son.
Okay. I want y'all to hear something real quick.
Here's where we make sure.
We're gonna go first. I want y'all to look at this one video. Then we're gonna move on back to the Selena and Whitney story because I have to continue with my documentaries and stuff and fighting for justice for both of them, which we have got some justice so far. And I heard, guys, hold on 1 minute. Okay, I heard at one point they were trying to do a hologram. Back in 2018, they were going to do a Selena Quintanilla hologram. Like I said, guys, holograms are very creepy, in my opinion. But that is one of the ways you can connect with the dead. Because you ain't go see them again unless the afterlife or whatever, when we go to heaven or whatever. But I don't know.
Our Blue Bunny soft is super soft. Oh, Bill! So soft. Music to my ears. Blue Bunny, we make fun.
Let's get right to ABC's Cecilia Vega, who joins us live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles. Cecilia?
Yes, good morning, George. It happened here at 3:43 yesterday afternoon when a member of Houston's entourage located her body in inside this hotel. So far, police and the coroner are refusing to offer details about what may have caused her tragic death. Exactly what happened inside the iconic Beverly Hills remains a mystery. Paramedics raced to the
Hey guys,
y'all. Houston inside her hotel room bathtub. They tried in vain to resuscitate her with CPR.
At 3:55 p.m. this afternoon, Whitney Houston was pronounced dead at the Beverly Hilton Hotel.
The scene inside her room was chaotic. ABC has learned it appears members of Houston's entourage found her unresponsive body and called hotel security. But just about a half hour earlier, Houston's mother, Sissy, reportedly spoke to her daughter and said nothing was out of the ordinary. Houston's cousin, Dionne Warwick, also reportedly spoke to her over the phone earlier in the day and said everything seemed fine. Houston was staying at the hotel to attend music industry executive Clive Davis's annual pre-Grammy Bash. It is the same event where she was introduced to the record industry nearly 3 decades ago. Hours after her death, the party still went on, but the scene was surreal. The Beverly Hills Crime Lab parked outside. Paparazzi camped out waiting for Houston's body to emerge. Inside, a star-studded lineup of speeches and songs. Her final days were marked by questions about her sobriety. Houston's stay at Beverly Hilton involved heavy partying, according to news reports, and then early Friday morning, what would become Houston's final performance. She sang a duet with Grammy nominee Kelly Price at a party at a Hollywood nightclub. Houston was there with her daughter having a good time, and after cheers on stage, these photos of the disheveled, bloated, and agitated Houston leaving. She reportedly had blood dripping down her leg, scratches on her wrist, and had to be escorted from the club. But the people who knew her said she was simply sweating from her performance.
There was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong. She was singing. She was dancing. She was laughing. She was playing. I'm going to remember her just like that, because that's the Whitney that I always have a pleasure of being around.
The pop superstar would be dead the next day. Now, one report says Whitney Houston was found with prescription drugs inside the room here at the Beverly Hilton, and that she may have drowned in the bathtub. Whatever happened, the coroner says if an autopsy is performed, it could be a day or two before that's done. Robin?
And it's a
Hey guys, welcome back. And well, y'all's been here the whole time. I just want y'all to know that we are going to continue with fighting for justice for Whitney Houston and Selena. I mean, Selena's already got her justice. She's at peace, I'm sure, in her casket. You know, she is. I'd be in a gold casket when I'm 100 years old. I'm hoping 105 maybe. I know I'm going to live a long time. All my people mostly live very long lives. Long. They live. Some of them live just about almost 100. And I'm 17 years old. I'm just saying if I lived another 83 years, yeah. That's all. With the Holy Spirit. It'll be fine, guys. It'll work out.
First I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never learn about you by my side. Thinking I've been wrong, now it's wrong. Now what the meaning of I got all my work to do. I got all my work to do.